We're going to dive into how important Duncan Robinson has been for the Miami Heat and why his recent performances show exactly why the Miami Heat need him playing at his best. With about 24 games or so left in the regular season, Miami is fighting for playoff positioning, and one thing is clear. When Duncan Robinson is locked in, this Miami Heat team and offense looks completely different. So that saying that Miami runs on Duncan is true of late. So let's break it down. How does Duncan Robinson unlock Miami's offense, and why do the Heat need him to stay consistent if they want to make a serious run down the stretch and possibly dethrone the Detroit Pistons for the 6th seed? It's very unlikely the Miami Heat will catch up to them, but if we get hot and they start losing a few games, we could catch up to them potentially. It might be a long shot, but it's still very possible. So anyway, Duncan on the season has been up and down, obviously, and he's played 55 games for this Miami Heat team, so he's been pretty healthy, one of the most healthy guys on our team. He's playing around 24 minutes per game, averaging 11 points and 2.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists, half a steal, shooting 43% from 2, and shooting 38.1% from 3, which is tops for the amount of attempts that he's taking. So he's taking 6.5 threes per game. And that's the top for one of the guys shooting the most threes outside of Tyler Hero. Haywood Highsmith is shooting at 40%. Alec Burks is shooting at 41%. So Duncan right now is third on the roster. But again, he's taking higher volume than those other guys. And so lately, though, Duncan has been on fire, especially the last 2 games. And the offense has clicked in these 2 games. So on February 26th against the Hawks, Robinson put up 24 points, knocking down 6 of 13 from beyond the arc. That's nearly 50% from 3 on high volume. So Miami shot 54.8% from 3 as a team that night. And when Duncan is hitting at this level, the entire offense benefits. The spacing improves. Defenses are forced to react. And suddenly guys like Bam and Tyler have room to operate. The result, the Miami Heat dominated the Hawks 131-109. And they bounced back from scoring 86 points the game before that against the Hawks in a home and away series. On the 28th of February, they played the Pacers, and Duncan kept the momentum going with another 20-point game, shooting an efficient 80% from the field, which is ridiculous, and 66.7% from 3. Miami also secured a crucial victory to put them in the 7th seed over the Magic, 125-120. And once again, Duncan's ability to stretch the floor played a major role. So whenever Duncan is shooting well in general, that's great. But if he scores 20 points or more, the Miami Heat are like 50-11 whenever he scores 20 points or more. So that is huge for this team. And when you have a shooter like Duncan hitting at this clip, like in these last 2 games, defenses are constantly chasing him around screens, which not only creates shots for him, but it opens up driving lanes for Tyler, for Wiggins, for Bam, for Davion Mitchell. So it's going to also give room for Bam to operate in the paint and Kel'el Ware as well. The bigger picture of why Miami needs Duncan to stay consistent is the Miami Heat, again, have about 24 games left in the regular season. Most of these games are going to be at home, and there's going to be a good balance of playing against teams that are 500 and above. I think 13 games or 14 games are against teams that are 500 and above, and the rest are going to be against teams below. And the Miami Heat have struggled against teams above 500. Beating the Pacers on Friday was the first time they beat a team above 500 since January 7th when they did that last against Golden State Warriors. So they need Duncan to stay hot because it's a tight Eastern Conference race, and they want to avoid the play-in, or they want to at least solidify that they're a 7th seed or an 8th seed so that they have 2 opportunities to make the playoffs. Even though a lot of Heat fans want us to tank, I'm not one of those. I want Duncan, I want Kel'el, I want Bam, Andrew Wiggins, Davion Mitchell to gel together and get more time. When the regular season is competitive, the playoffs are way more competitive. So I want to see what they're made out of. And so in the past, we've seen what this team looks like. And even this season, not just the past, when Duncan struggles. Miami's offense can get stagnant, and they rely too much on tough shot making from Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier when he was in the rotation. But when Duncan is hitting threes at a high level, the Heat's offense becomes one of the best in the league in terms of spacing, ball movement, and efficiency. And when you have Tyler and Duncan on the floor at the same time, that opens up a lot of spacing. And so defenses, they have to respect them above and beyond the arc, which means Miami's ball handlers have more room to drive. Bam Adebayo gets more one-on-one opportunities in the paint and driving to the basket without help defenders clogging the paint. And the overall team three-point shooting improves, which is key in today's NBA. So if the Heat want to go on a run to make the playoffs, Duncan's consistency could be the X factor that determines whether or not the Miami Heat can avoid the play-in or at least secure a 7th seed, which is what they need. They're obviously shooting for the 6th, but they want to at least get the 7th seed so they get home court in the play-in. So again, Duncan has had his ups and downs over the past few seasons, but right now he's proving just how valuable he can be to this Miami Heat squad. And they need to maintain this level of play. We'll see what happens. They play the Knicks coming up tomorrow, which is a huge game. And if Duncan can stay consistent, we have a shot to beat the Knicks. It might be hard, but it's not going to be as hard as the Celtics or the Cavs, who are the top 2 teams in the East. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support.